Welcome to My Animal House. We're down here in the hide and bang. This is another edition of ball python breeding basics. Don't make this mistake, males and females. Yep, happens all the time. Happened to me, happens to a lot of people. Let's talk about it. All right, I just kind of wanted to make this video. I just wanted to bring awareness to, this happens all the time. People will buy a snake and it's supposed to be a female, it's supposed to be a male. They grow it up. You get these things as hatchlings, and we put a lot of time into them. This one wasn't the first mislabeling I had. My Ghost Mojave spider was sold to me as a female. She was the first snake that I had, and then after I decided to start breeding snakes, I got more snakes and started to collect a little bit. And then when it did come time to, right around time that, where I was going to start pairing snakes together, I keep hearing all these stories about, oh man, I've had this snake and bang, it turns out it's a male, or it turns out it's a female. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, what if I was, raising this snake for 2 years, almost 3 years or whatever, and come to find out maybe it's not a female. So I did buy a probing kit. I tried the popping thing. There's a couple different ways. We'll go over that here in a minute. I'm not going to show you or demonstrate in any way. I'll just kind of go over what you can do to help yourself identify your snake a little bit better. But I went on the internet and I tried the popping thing and that kind of thing, and I'm not very good at that at all. I'll be the first one to tell you. The younger snakes I seem to be a lot easier. The older snakes, or the bigger snakes, I guess I'll say, it's a little harder for me to do. So I did buy a probing kit, and then I probed my snakes, and at that time I did find out that Ghost Mojave spider that was a female sold to me on the paperwork was in fact a male. So I mean, it's not that I power fed her, no way, or what I thought was her, but if there was a bigger size rat and I was feeding, she probably got the bigger one, or he at the time. So I never missed a meal, that kind of thing. So I wasn't really worried about any extra weight, because I was just figuring, during breeding season that kind of happens anyway. They gain, they're gonna need the extra weight anyway. So I come to find out it was a male. So it did change my plans. I did breed him with another snake, a female, and but it was just crazy how I had that snake for 2 years before I realized that it was a male. And this one here was actually sold to me as a male, and he was right around the size that, about the time that you could pair them together. So I did, and found out that this is a female. It wanted nothing to do with them. I mean, every time I put him in with the female, they were, on each end of the tank, no mingling whatsoever. So I went over it again, and bang, come to find out this is a female, sold to me as a male on the paperwork. It's just crazy how this happens. So it happens to a ton of people. It happens to rookies. It happens to people that have been in this business for years, because they'll just, take the word of whoever they got it from. Oh yeah, it's a male. They know what they're doing. But, mistakes happen. And some snakes are harder to tell than others, especially when they're younger or older. So, just do your research, do your homework, and, just research the different ways. There's 2 different methods basically on how to do this. You either pop your snake, is what they call it, to find out if it's got hemipenes, or you will probe it. And the distance on the probe going into the snake is determining on if it's a male or a female. Of course, if you pop it, if you see hemipenes, it's a male. If you don't, then it's a female. But, I'm not going to demonstrate those things. Those are 2 ways that you can find out. Search around. If you're unsure, maybe a pet store near you, a mom and pop pet store or something, they may be able to help you out and identify for you a little bit better if you're unsure. Or just do your research. Again, do your research. If you want to try one of the 2 methods, that's on you. It's entirely up to you. If you're in this hobby to stay, and it's kind of what you want to do, you're going to have to learn eventually anyway. It's just huge to double check, triple check, because like I said, you put a lot of time into these snakes. 2 years, I had the one as a female. I couldn't wait to breed her, and bang, come to find out it was male. Which is all right, just change the plans a little bit. But, for a bigger breeder that has hundreds of snakes and all this kind of stuff, it's no big deal to them. They'll just start off with another project, this and that. And these videos aren't for those type of breeders. Those people know what they're doing. These videos that I'm making here are just for our basic breeders that are learning, that are needing some tips and tricks and a little help along the way. And, raising up a male for 2 years thinking it's a female is not what you want to do when you're a beginner, because we don't have all the options just to change projects, this and that. If you only have a few snakes and you just want 1 project or 2 projects, and one, turns out it's the opposite sex, it just throws a whole loophole through a beginner or a small scale breeder project. So, I just wanted to make this video just to bring it to the attention of the newer people coming into this hobby, that, it doesn't matter who you buy them from, always triple check, double check, make sure that you're buying snakes from people that you know. Pet stores are just, they're 100% up in the air. You're never going to know if it's a big chain store. Some of them say they have paperwork, some of them don't. 9 times out of 10, if you get it from one of those places, it's going to be a male. And this one was a male when it was sold to me. Turned out to be a female. So you never know. But that's just kind of the risk that you take by buying from a pet store versus, ordering from a big breeder. But even the big breeders can make a mistake. So again, double, triple check, do your homework. Research the different ways of discovering how locating if your snake is a male or a female or that kind of thing, and then just kind of go from there. Like I said, there's a lot of people in this hobby. There's people, probably local people that are around you that can help you out. They your local pet stores may be able to help you reach out to those people. Just do what you can, do your research, and double and triple check your snakes. And there are going to be some people that say, what does it matter? What does it matter? We got male or female, you're going to breed them anyway, and this kind of thing. It does matter. It matters a lot. Because when you are raising up a snake, and it's male or a female, the male doesn't need to retain any extra body weight, or he needs to be healthy, of course, but it doesn't need to be any extra weight or body fat like a female, because they're going to be taking care of eggs, and that kind of thing, building follicles. They'll need that extra energy and stuff like that, and the males don't. They just need to be lean, they need to be healthy, and they're able to breed. So if you, for instance, if you have a snake that is a male and you're feeding it and treating it like it's a female, if it gets a little extra weight, it's not going to matter because she's going to need it anyway, and bang, that may turn out to be an unhealthy male. Because he's going to be obese, he's going to be too big, and if he's lazy, he's not going to want to breed. Versus the same thing if you have what you think is a male, and it doesn't eat very often or as good, but it's got good size, that kind of thing, but never really builds up any extra weight and this and that, and it's a female and it needs that extra weight, and you thought it was a male, you're not giving it any extra attention, or leaning towards that direction of having a healthier weight when you are ready to breed. It's just going to throw everything off. So, it is better to know early if your snakes are male and a female, because you do take care of them a little bit differently in feeding. If a male goes off of food for a couple of months, it's not near as distracting in a breeding project as if a female does, depending on when she goes off food, because they'll go off of food at a certain time anyway. But you want to make sure they build that weight and that little bit of extra body fat, so they can build their follicles and be healthy through that process if they do go on a fast. So that's just one of the few things, and there's many top reasons why you shouldn't know male or female and this and that. So like, again, just double check, make sure what you got, and early on it's better to find out so you can care for your snake properly on which direction you want to go with. And if you don't have any breeding projects, it doesn't matter. But if you are going to breed later on in the future and this is what you want to do, it's just a lesson learned that that I've learned myself, other people have, so you might as well take advantage of it and try not to learn that lesson yourself. So thanks for watching. All right, everybody, I hope this video helps you along your way. I know it seems like it's just common sense, or, I trust these people, but always double, triple, and quadruple check if this is what you want to do. Small-time breeders, this will hurt you bad. If you're waiting 2-3 years for your female to get up to size, and bang, you find out it's a male, it's devastating. So, like I said, this is just a reminder or tips and tricks to help you along your way, and I hope it does. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it down in the comments down below. You can interact with me on Tuesday nights. I do a live stream. I clean the rodents and the reptiles and that kind of thing every Tuesday at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And also on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I do what's called the Iron Animal Show with Iron Dog Reptiles. His link will be in the description down below. He is a member to this channel. And there is a join button if you're interested in becoming a member and supporting this channel and what I do here. So until next time, take care and stay wild.